I guess outputs, right? That's what you're missing, outputs. We're back to talk. It's For the Love Studio is here. We are again here to share and talk about something that I think resonates not only with me but with a lot of entrepreneurs who are taking the journey seriously. And one of the things that I will wrote down in this paper is that, hear me out, outputs. So I hope you see this, but if you don't even see this, doesn't matter. Yes, outputs. Outputs is one of the things that been on my mind for so long now, right? I'm an artist, I'm an entrepreneur, aka I'm a person who putting into work. And always one thing that resonates with me is the outputs that I get. What is the outputs? What is the amount of outputs I receive after putting into enough of the work on my project, right? Because as an artist, as an entrepreneur, I always want to get out of the best what I put into, right? So if I put into good results of making music, I want to get best results back. But if I don't get it back, I'm a bit like, outside of my mind sometimes. But that's the idea of law of detachment. That's what I got into advice not so far ago was building my company, is that you gotta be careful about the law of detachment, how you use that. So one of the ideas behind of law of detachment is that you gotta understand that everything that you want, you gotta detach yourself from that. Let's say you want big results, you want like success, you want fame, you want this. Only one thing that you can do is that you just want them so bad. You want them so bad, and you like don't even allow yourself to be absorbed by nothing less than the results that you want, right? But the best thing you can do for yourself at this stage of the time is that just detach yourself completely from the outcome. So let's say you want success, in terms of like you want new car, right? You can get it in the next month, you can get it in the next 2 months, you can get it in the next 3 months. All you can do is just control your outputs. So control the outputs. Don't be worrying about like if I get the car by this month or this month. It's not up to you, it's up to the inputs that you put in, right? And that's why I always do the parallel, like you want to get here but like you don't put enough the inputs to get here. So one thing that I try to touch myself is that I'm not seeing final results. I don't know where I'm exactly hitting into my life, right? I'm trying to hit in the right place, I'm trying to hit in the right place, right environment, right timing, but it's not up to me at so many times. Up to me is just to put the input that I will control and will make sure that I get there. But if I don't control it, it's fine. Like it's not up to me. So the best thing you can do for yourself is just to control inputs. Don't be worrying about if I get it by the next month, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, okay, 9 months. It's not up to you. All up to you is just to be worrying about how long it might get you, right? It might get you longer than you expect, but be fine with that. Don't be discouraged by the idea that nothing will come. Everything will come into place finally when you allow yourself to be there. When you allow yourself to not be detached by the outcome, but detached by the inputs, trust me, things gonna come. Let's say you want to travel, right? And I can speak this from the perspective of the person that been traveling. I have visited almost 40 countries all my life, right? I'm still only 23. I visited almost 40 countries. I lived in 3 countries for my life. Canada, Spain, Russia. Most of you know probably my journey, but yeah. So the idea of that is like I never used to approach that final results of me living in Canada and like building up my brand is just my final results, right? My final results was always like, let me just live there, let me see how it'll go. If I make it, then I make it. If no, I just don't make it. And that's why I feel like I was never encouraged, I was never attached to the results of living in Canada and building a brand. I was just putting inputs. I was just showing up, buying the coffee before my workday, just being there, drawing, planning, organizing, doing the things that I'm supposed to do, working with my AK friend, co-founder of the brand that we're building enough with. It's like that. It wasn't anything more or less than this. It was like just building up the brand, just doing the things. If we do this properly, then we will get the results. If we don't, then we don't. That's why you gotta be attached to the results. Then you gotta be attached to the inputs. All you have to do is just to attach yourself to inputs. If you attach yourself to inputs, trust me, time gonna make it. Time gonna be under your side. If you don't, I guess you don't. So be encouraged by the idea that all you have control over is your inputs, nothing less, nothing more. Control your inputs and don't focus on the outputs. Outputs are always speaking about themselves later on down the road, right? Because it's like you also gotta change your identity towards that, right? If your identity doesn't match with the person who wants to get the certain output, then you probably won't never get it because you just don't supposed to be that person. So be supposed to take that journey as a something that you take seriously and you develop yourself through this. If you don't put enough of the efforts, I guess time not gonna come. But like all you can control is your inputs. So don't be discouraged about the outputs. Outputs, materialistic, spiritually, etc., is something that will be there as a part of the journey, but not less. And let me tell you one story, right? If you want to hear about me, all my life I wanted to be independent artist, musician, aka I've been building music under my nickname Tech Shop, right? And most of the times I never got there. I never got there because I was just on my own side of making music, seeing as my own vision. And then as a part of this project that I never have expected to even build up, there came the idea of For the Love Studio, right? And it came so suddenly, it came so like rapidly like that when I was like just thinking about all the ways, I've been building music, I've been dedicating my life into. I was like, man, there's something that I have to be more focused on rather than just focusing on my music. Because if I just focus on the music as an independent artist, I guess I'm just in the same crowd as other people, right? So that's what I did. I just separated myself, I just disattached myself from the outcome. I disattached myself from the outcome of being the best artist ever. I still, trust me, I still want to be the in top 5, maybe in top 2, maybe in top 1 of my country, right? And I'm still heading in that direction. I just know for a fact that this outcome isn't controlled by me. And my identity, the same identity that I'm having now, that is so attached to the outcome of being the first artist in my country, isn't matching. It's just two disbalances. So I'm not trying to go in that direction. I'm just leaving myself to sit down with my thoughts and understand that, hey, this is gonna be different direction. This is gonna be different journey. But let me enjoy the journey. Let me enjoy the thing that I'm building up. I'm building For the Love Studio. This is the brand that I've been I got blessed, from God to build, because this is something big and this is something that I want to be part of. And that's why, I'm taking everything just gracefully. I'm taking everything as a part of the journey. I'm not taking everything as granted. I'm taking everything as a part of the journey. And listen, it's like, life is not going to be the perfect example of how you're going to be. Like, life is not going to give you the perfect plate, how you can play it. It's all up to you to decide which plate you go for. But like, trust me, the best thing you can do for yourself is completely detach yourself from the outcome. Detach. Forget about the outcome. You might not never get Ferrari, but if you'll be the person who are able to get the Ferrari, then you will get the Ferrari. That's simple as that. You don't have to be so attached to this. Because think, then if you like, there's one thing one mentor told me about that as a part of my entrepreneurial journey, because I'm like approaching mentors. I'm like, guys, I need this help. And one of the person like told me about that is like, hey, listen, if you want this output, like let's say you want Lamborghini, right? Or you want like, I don't know, new brand car like Porsche. You're basically putting that Porsche more valuable than you, and then you expecting like everything to work out onto your favor, but then you eventually already made mistake because you put that Porsche above you, and that's completely wrong, because it's like you can't put things above you. You only can place things as a result of the outcome. Don't place like Porsche 911 and yourself as a one thing. It won't work out. You will eventually round up into like problems, because you will be always thinking about how can I get more, how can I get more, how can I get more, and like your personality and your identity won't match the person that deserves Ferrari. So that's why like I believe if you understand that rule, if you understand how the law of detachment exactly works, what is like something that behind of this law, you'll be probably a different person by the end of the certain year. You'll being able to identify where is like you making things wrong and where you making things right. That's why it's all up to you to identify that. No one will come to you and say like, hey, listen, this is law of detachment, that's how you gotta live. No, change your identity, change your mentality, change the way you see things. There is no perfect timing, there is no ideal moment for everything, but there is a timing when you can change things. So it's all up to you to decide if you are now living in the right direction and you detach yourself from the outcomes, or you're completely living the same path that you've been building off, been living on for a while now, which is like being so attached to materialistic things. That's why don't fall into that trap. Just be part of the journey. Think radically, think what you can do in a day, And yeah, that's how you change the situations. You don't change the situation by being so in hurry and so over boosted by the idea that I want to get at this, because now you put the things on the same level as you, but you gotta position yourself higher. It's like, I always say this example to myself is like the water bottle in the airport costs completely more than like bottle of water, I don't know, like let's say in the grocery store, in the grocery store, just average grocery store. And the reason why, because they just position themselves different. They understand that the value in the airport is higher. So be like smart about the value and propositioning, value and etc. These things are all important, and it's all up to you to decide which value do you put on. It's up to you to put your price on you, like put price tag on you. I think that's pretty much all. That's something that I wanted to share tonight with this YouTube channel. I'm grateful that we are building slowly but gracefully. We will be in the different level very soon. So stay in touch. For the Love Studio speaking, and be back.